Hi everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. It's been a while. I haven't had any videos in a couple weeks, but it's been kind of a busy point of the summer. As you guys know, I worked the Candlewood fishing camp twice. I actually did it the once, the second time I was there the week before. And I was doing that. I had some family and friends visit up here in New Hampshire. So it's been a little busy the last few weeks. I haven't really had time for any videos. And I know the last time I was kind of talking about pop bars and topwater baits, and so I thought this would be a good night to go through all the pop bars I like to throw. So for anybody, if anybody's watching this, you've never thrown a pop bar before, a popping bait, I'll just show you the basic popper. So there's your popping bait, and I like to throw mine on a spinning rod, and I'll just show you my setup quick here. This is what I've been using the last few weeks when I've been throwing the popper, and that's one of the live target glass minnow bait ball poppers. And this is just 12-pound mono. At the beginning of the summer, I did have braid on, and I have gone off from mono to braid, and I wasn't liking the way the braid was casting, and I liked the way it was knotting up on me, so I switched over to mono. This is just 12-pound Berkeley big game, and this is a 7-foot medium Ardent Apex rod. And that's I believe that's the bolt. Yeah, that's a bolt. That's the 2000 bolt Ardent spinning rod, or reel. And that's my setup. I definitely prefer a spinning rod to a bait caster for pop bars. Other topwater baits, which I'll probably get into on later videos, I use my bait casters. But let me just show you some of the pop bars that I have here and some of the ones that I like to use. First, I'll just show you a few of the old school. I mean, for you guys who've thrown pop bars, the old Rebel Zell Roland, I mean, you can see mine. These are old. These are old. Recently, I went through all my pop bars, and I did replace, I don't think these specifically, I did replace a lot of that feathered back treble hook, which I like to have a feather on there. So I went through all my pop bars, anything that was rusted out. I bought a bunch of, I think it was VMC feather hooks and replaced them, but I always like that feather treble hook on the back. Sometimes, not all the time, I will replace the front hook with a red hook, just to give them something to focus on there. And I always like, some pop bars will come without, on your line tie, will come without that O-ring. I always put one on if there's not one there. I just think it gives it a little more movement there. With that line tie. But that's your old classic Zell Roland Rebel popper. And I have a few of those. I mean, I can't remember how many years ago I was throwing these. But that's the old, if you guys can see that, the super popper, the Zell Roland that Rebel came out with years ago. And I guess they called it the Excalibur series. I have a couple more. And this is a super popper. It's got Zell's name on it too. It's kind of like a clear color. This one does not have a, it just has some triple grips on there, which aren't in too bad a shape. I may throw a feather hook on the back there. And there's one more. This one actually looks like a little newer. It's not as beat up as the other ones. But if you can find those old Zell Roland ones, they were very popular back in the day and worked great. Let's see. I showed you this one first. This is the old Bill Dance, the Excalibur popping image. I had a few of those that I still throw around every now and then. So you got the red hook there, and that actually has a red feather hook on the back, that one. I don't know if they came that way. I probably put those on. That's another one. That looks more like kind of like a bass color, and that looks more like a, maybe a bluegill. And it's got red and red feather with a red hook. So there you go. The old Storm chug bug type. I like throwing these still. And I would imagine, I don't know if all these, I mean, obviously, if you find the Zell Rolands or the Bill Dance Excaliburs, Excalibur doesn't exist anymore. So if you find these online, I'm not sure if Storm still makes these. They probably do. But one of these, I was looking at the bottom. This is the old Rattling chug bug. So I'm not sure if Storm still makes a chug bug or not. But I used to throw these a lot back in the day. Good popping bait. Had 3 of those in the box. Let's see. These are some, I don't think Yamamoto makes these anymore, but I bought these a few years back, so that's why they still look they're pretty good shape. Hooks are in pretty good shape. But these are some Gary Yamamoto baits poppers. I'm not sure if I bought these at Dick's or if I just bought them on online. I don't remember. I don't see them on like their on the Tackle Warehouse website. I haven't looked through all the different websites to see if they still make them. But it was a nice popper, so I bought a few back in the day. But this is a newer popper. So I had a couple of these black ones, like a baby bass type one, and I guess you kind of call this like a shad one. But that's a Yamamoto one. It's got like a little, the eye is like got a bass. If you guys can see that clearly, hopefully. You can see that bass in the eye there, or fish in the eye. So I had 4 of those. This one is a lunker hunt one that I picked up somewhere. That's pretty new. I don't think I've even thrown this one yet. It was in the package the other day. And this one, I don't remember who made this. Somebody probably bought it for me. But it's a nice looking color, and it was brand new. It was in a package, so I threw it in there. Strike King makes a nice popping bait. It's like one of their like chrome, I guess sexy shad type colors. A lot of rattles in there. It's a noisy one. That's like their sexy shad, Strike King popper. Which is a great color in many baits, but in the popper too. And probably my favorite color for poppers is just that bone color. And that's definitely a new hook. I got a new feather hook. Some of those were rusted out. That's a Strike King. They make a nice popping bait. Probably my favorite all the years has just been the plain old, the Rebel popper. Now that's a small bone one, but this bone white Rebel to me is my favorite. This has always been my go-to. The first one I would throw on. Even though I have found one that I've used more lately. But this one, if I probably had to choose one, maybe I would choose this, because this one is more readily available than the other one I'll show you, which has become more of a favorite lately. But these are just some different colors of the Rebel. You see that big feather trailer hook, or trail hook, I guess I'll call it. That rear treble. And I do like the red hooks on there on those topwater baits. There's like a bass pattern in the Rebel. That one doesn't have a feather on it. 2 of the bones. You can see I buy this color quite a bit. I always like to have some new ones on hand. I got 3 of them right now. Some of these are the older ones. It's silver with the black back. I don't remember the specific names of all these. Here's the tinier one. This one actually needs an O-ring on it. But I don't throw the little one that often. It's that same, blue chrome Rebel. This one definitely has a new hook. So there you go. Now, the popper that I've been throwing the most the last year or 2 or 3 is this Live Target popper, which I'm not sure they're making anymore. It's not on their website. I'm sure you can probably find them online. They're not that old. But I love this bait ball popper color. And plus, not even that. It makes a great popping sound when you throw it. And you just that plopping sound when it goes. So that's one of their, I think there was 4 colors. That's that blue, that glass minnow bait ball from Live Target, which you've seen in a lot of their baits. But I'm not sure if they're making this anymore. I don't know if they are or they aren't. It's like that silver greenish one. Some of these might be ready for a new rear hook. That's another one of those bait ball, that Live Target. And that black one. That one needs he's got triple grips on him. Sometimes I'll throw a triple grip on there. Try a different hook. See how the hookups are. But I really like that Live Target one. Like I showed you before, I have the one I've been using is that green one. It's the one I've been using a lot lately. Caught some nice fish on it. So I really like that that Live Target popper. I really hope they're still making them. But if you want to try them out, I'm sure if you look around online, somebody probably has a few still in stock somewhere. But I mean, there's not an easier topwater bait to throw. Just throw it out there, and don't be in a hurry to work it. A lot of times I'll get a hit the minute that popper hits the water. But I always throw it out, let it hit, and then let all those little waves from it kind of go away. And then I'll just start giving the slow, easy. You don't have to work it too fast. And you can try different cadences and speed it up if you want to try that and see if maybe they like that more. But I always just found that easy, just that bloop, bloop, bloop. Just do that real slow, and that's the best way to get a bite. A lot of times it'll just catch it when it's paused, nail it when it's just paused and sitting there. So I've been throwing a lot of poppers lately, So just to go back, I would say probably the one I'm throwing the most now is the live target. Like I said, though, I don't know if you can get these. Second would be the Rebel, that bone color. I know you can get these. You can get these pretty much anywhere you go shopping for fishing lures. The Strike King is really nice. And then on some of my oldies here, my old Zell Rollins, every now and then I'll throw them. I do have one other one. I think this is a Lucky Craft. Everything's scraped off the bottom. I think this is the G Splash. Now you're talking a little more expensive. There are much more expensive pop bars you can buy. You know, you can go for some of the Lubina Ricos, which are $20, $22. There's lots of more expensive ones out there you can get if you want to spend some cash on your poppers. With the toothy critters around, I don't know if I want to spend 20 to 30 bucks on a popper, but I don't know. We do it with jerkbait, so why not poppers? But if you've never thrown one before, I would suggest get your spinning rod out, nice medium spinning rod, 10, 12 pound mono, and just go out there and just throw it out, nice and easy. It's great around over weeds, outside of weed lines. If you have heavy matted vegetation, this is not, you don't want these treble hook baits. That's when you can use your frog or things like that. But when you have open water over weeds or around rock or laydowns or docks or whatever, popper is great. The popper is a great bait. I was going to just do a topwater video, but then when I went through my boxes, it said, well, we got a lot of topwater baits here, and I have another box this size full of topwater baits. Maybe we'll split it up into some different categories. So if there's any other kind of topwater baits, I know we've talked about buzz baits before. If you guys want to talk about whopper ploppers or spooks or just frogs in general, let's do that. You just put it in the comments and say, Mark, I'd like to talk about like hollow body frogs or plastic frogs or whatever. Any other topwater baits, that's cool. But I'll keep this one just to the pop bar. So you know, if you haven't tried them, give them a try. I know there's expensive ones out there. I was just looking at Rico's online today because Land Big Fish is having another sale, believe it or not. And I was looking at Rico's, and you can look at Yellow Magics and some of these other ones that are like in the 20s, $20 ranges for pop bars. I haven't even looked at Megabass pop bars yet. I don't know anything about them. I haven't tried them yet. But if you want to just try some that won't, you know, break the bank on you. Now, I know you're not going to probably find these Zell Rollin ones around here, but you'll find the Rebel poppers. You'll find the Strike Kings. I'm sure Storm still has theirs. You know, give them a try. If you haven't tried it, if you've kind of gotten away from it with all this other stuff, with whopper ploppers and things like that, give the old pop bar a try. It works great. At camp, the first week that I was at the Candlewood camp, the pop bar was really good, especially in that when it was just starting to get dark out, in that 7 to 30 to darkness range there. Second week in camp, it wasn't as the other week I was at camp, I didn't really have as much success on the topwater bite as I did then. But in these hot summer days, I don't know where you guys live, but it's been like 95 here 3 days in a row. It's been brutal. So, you know, get out there, you know, just as the sun's going down, or get up early in the morning and throw those pop bars around and catch some nice bass. All right. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. About the different pop bars, let me know. Like I said, I was at camp for another week, the week before, then I had friends up, then I had family up. So the summer is flying by. But the fact that I'm retired now, I don't have to worry about going back to school in September. I don't really care. I'm not worried about it. So that's it for now. Like I said, if there's any other topwater bait you guys want to talk about, let me know. And I'll talk to you soon. Mark out.